A decade and a half ago, two college friends dreamed about creating a cosmetic brand that would revolutionize the way women feel about themselves. It was 2005 in a Tuskegee University dorm room when Virgin Islanders Shanelle King and Katrece had the idea that they could create beauty solutions that celebrate women and encourage them to be their authentic selves. It was a crazy idea, King told the consortium, until she said that one day, a decade later, the pair attended a Christian women's conference in Colorado.
We was just like, we can do a whole bunch of things, bring a new aesthetics to the cosmetic industry. This was way back in 2006, 7. And, it's time, as we graduated from college, recession happened and life hit. And we kind of just forgot about everything until 2019 when we decided, hey, let's go to homecoming, back in Alabama, Tuskegee, Alabama, because we went to school in Tuskegee University. And we said, something on the inside told me like, nah, it's not the season to go back for homecoming. How about we attend this women's conference in Colorado? And at the time, that's where I was living. And it was a Christian women's conference. So she flew out to Colorado. We drove to the mountains. And we just got ambushed with amazing stories with women and, their accomplishments and things that God has, did in their lives and healings. We were like, whoa. And it brought us back to when we were in our 20s, when we were innocent, when we were ambitious, like, let's start this company.
King and Boyd began at what might consider an inauspicious point in time, at the height of the global COVID-19 pandemic, where masks covered half the face of almost every member of the public.
We launched in the beginning of a pandemic. Now, we had the clear vision of what we wanted in December of 2019, and we wanted to launch in 2020. Well, the pandemic hit in February 2020, and we decided, do we pull back? Do we not do it? But I don't know about you, but anything that God has ever done in my life, it's never made sense to my natural mind. He's always had me step out and do the most weirdest, abnormal things. So when we were faced with the pandemic in 2020, we decided we're still going to do this. We're still going to launch because we knew that things were going to change for the cosmetic industry. And people thought we were crazy because they were like, okay, everybody's going to be wearing masks. Who is going to see anybody's lips, let alone be trying to put on some lipstick, right? But we're like, nope, we knew. We knew that's what we wanted to do. We knew that when we were in prayer before the pandemic even happened, we knew that that's what God told us to do. So that's what we were going to run with.
The brand is called L.A.M.B, Loving All My Body, and the first product is a lip stain line called Bel Tifi, a name that recalls the St. Lucian parentage of St. Croix-born King. King says Bel Tifi, which translates from St. Lucian Creole to beautiful girl in English, was inspired by the island culture and traditions taught to her by her grandmother. King's inspiration from and her appreciation for her Lucian and Crucian heritage means that the names of the lip stains colors, Are You Ready, Love City, Central High, Cocoa Tea, Guava Jam, and Frangipani are the line's most popular shades, evoke Crucian slang, places, and delicacies. The bold, universally flattering red of Are You Ready may seem like just a statement color lip stain, but the L.A.M.B creators say it actually serves as a vehicle for empowerment.
We realized in starting a lipstick line, it really opened up conversations with women, and women will share their insecurities and why they couldn't wear certain colors because they thought their lips were too big or they were too dark skinned to wear certain reds and whatever. So I said, okay, let's make this really about, starting a line where we could open up conversations for women and empower women. So our aphorism, believe it or not, is your beauty, your way. You give expression to beauty. We always say that you wear the lipstick doesn't wear you. So I came up with another idea of let's infuse it with culture and tradition. My back, as vain as cosmetics may seem to a lot of people, it opens up the door for conversation because when we were at the women's conference, we were so empowered. Our first thought was, how can we empower, encourage, and reach women encourage women, exhort women to let them know you have gifts, you have plans. And we decided to do that, open up those conversations through makeup.
After the conference in 2019, the duo now had a clear idea of what they wanted to accomplish and a launch date anticipated the next year. When 2020 came, not even a pandemic could make the ladies relent, despite whispers from skeptics who thought it was simply not the right time. As a testimony to their commitment, in its first month on offer, Bel Tifi raked in $5,000 in sales.
When it comes to a plan or a burning desire on the inside of you, you know, if you let the world dictate to you when to release that, you will never step out and do it, because there's always going to be something on the outside. That's why the voice on the inside always needs to be louder than the voice on the outside. You never let the outside voice triumph you on the inside, because then you'll lose yourself. You know, people deterred us. You shouldn't do this, and here's why. And it made sense. It made perfect sense to the natural mind why we should not release lipsticks during a pandemic. Made sense. But we knew that God never does anything normal.
Earlier this year, another Christian conference, this time in Florida, gave Bel Tifi another crucial opportunity. King says she was there speaking about her company with someone who turned out to be an executive at K-Mart.
This was earlier this year, of January of this year. We were talking to, I was at a conference, another Christian conference out in Florida. Me and my fiance at the time, he's my husband now, we were at this conference, and he knew a guy that worked at K-Mart higher up. And just in basic conversation, I was just talking to him and I was sharing him my vision. Now, I didn't know anything about his position in K-Mart, who he was. I was just being me and just talking. And right when the conference started, when they went into praise and worship, he looks at me and he says, "I can get you into K-Mart," you know? And I'm like, "Oh, really?" You know, not knowing. I'm just having a conversation, showing him my tube of lipstick, you know, just telling him why I started it and all this other, you know, just being the quirky person I am. And when we got back from the conference, he calls my husband and he says, "Hey, an opportunity just came on my table." And he gave, you know, the details of it. And that's how it started. Within literally 2 months. Literally 2 months, we had a deal. Boom, we're set to hit the stores in July of 2022.
The opportunity to sell at 4 K-Mart locations across St. Thomas and St. Croix came at a time perfectly suited to L.A.M.'s business model. The brand wants to focus in the short term on catering to a younger population of women who reportedly prefer lip gloss formulations, while women older than 26 reportedly prefer lip stains, as evidenced by sales data. Looking further into the future, the creators of L.A.M. are planning lightweight, skin-like makeup beneficial to the skin, gradually expanding into a full-fledged skincare line.